Georgetown, town.
Hello and welcome to Georgetown here on this special day, the something of September. I'm here with my friend Tomek. Hello, Tomek. That's where you say hello.
Hi, George.
Tomek can't talk because he's enjoying all my sweets here, but I'm going to make him talk. We're going to do deep questions, and I thought I'd start right in with the deepest of deep questions. Tomek, what's the point of life?
It's like, what is the outside of our universe? Like, I mean, you see the glass, it's like, it's in this room, it takes up this much space, you can pour water into it. You take a universe, is it in a bigger room? Just when I think about that, it kind of terrifies me.
I've often wondered if inside each molecule, with electrons revolving around it, much like planets around the sun, there are little tiny weeny little people like in the Grinch.
It's the two things that terrify me. The one bit where we take so little space in the whole universe, and the other bit where we take such a small amount of time. So imagine my whole life, let's say, I'd like to live 100 years. How insignificant is that? How much would I have to achieve to make a difference, to be remembered?
Are you saying that the point of life is to be remembered or to make an impact outside of your sphere of time and space?
That might be the point of my life.
Well, funnily enough, it's the point of mine. That's why I'm making these videos, so that 3,000 years from now, people can look at YouTube and go, lol, George.
You're kind of documenting your own history now, which is really good. When I have children, I want to document almost like every moment of their life, like every day. And I was thinking back to my first memory, what it might have been, and I can't really remember that much, but it's like, what if my child would be able to go back and see, oh, I did this on my first day of my life.
Tell you what, let's move on to question 2. What is important in a friend?
It's really hard, deep questions. I've never thought about that. I guess it's a mixture of things. It's like someone you can talk to, someone who can, probably to me, make me smile, but it's like you just asking that question put a smile on my face.
That's basically the number one thing I look for in a friend, that they amuse me, and conversely that I amuse them. I like to be around people who have a good time when they're with me and who I have a good time with.
If you are happy, you feel better, you have more energy to do stuff, you have more energy to live.
Well, because what I mean is basically being around people that make you happy makes you more productive, makes your life better in a much more profound way. I'm sorry, I'm talking with my mouth full, it's disgusting.
Is there any limit to the number of friends you can have to be...
I used to think so. Yeah, I had like 4 friends at university, and I was like, that's enough. YouTube for a little while, and I've made tons of friends, like more friends than I can possibly spend time with. The thing is, I'd like, again, Hermione's time turner so that I can spend time with everyone simultaneously, because I want to sit and spend hours and hours and hours with each one of my friends.
But that's why it was nice, like, at Jackson's party, where you can sort of see lots of people, talk to everyone a bit. Jackson, you should have more parties.
Yeah, we're going to just come around to your house this weekend and have a party. It's going to be fun. We don't even mind if you're there, to be honest. We'll just let ourselves in, we'll have a nice time.
I'll clean up afterwards.
Tomek will clean up afterwards. A lot of people, when asked what do you look for in a friend, they say, oh, kindness and thoughtfulness. And
so I think I look for that in humanity as a whole.
I think that's it. I assume that as a bare minimum. I assume that people will be nice and happy and kind and good. But what you look for beyond that is that they're entertaining in some way, I think. Don't you?
See, I don't see myself as entertaining, so I don't know what
you don't know
doing.
how entertaining you are, Tomek. You're wonderful. Question 3. What is the greatest challenge facing humanity over the next 100 years?
I'd say probably lack of resources. The world's population will grow to such an extent that there won't be enough of anything to feed us, to power us. I don't want to think about that, it's scary.
And it's not as simple as I would like it to be, because you can't just say to everyone, right, no more babies for a bit, because you obviously need to keep an even distribution of ages amongst your population. Let's say you are a country and you have old people and working age people and young people. You've got to keep a reasonable distribution of all of those things, so you can't just say stop having children.
See, I think that there are so many unknowns over the next 100 years. Think back 100 years where we were and how much the world has changed in technology terms and how much new stuff exists that no one would have been able to predict 100 years ago. I think it's along the same lines now, that in 100 years' time, there'll be stuff which we can't even fathom now. I reckon in 100 years' time, we will probably have something along the lines of humans not having to work to feed themselves. There might be machines doing all the work for us. Wall-E, where you've got the fat Americans on the big ship.
Yes.
That's what actually most people, I reckon, assume is going to happen, and they don't want that to happen. But then think about Saudi Arabia or United Arab Emirates, where you've got the king providing for the majority of the population by giving everyone a certain amount of money. And then they can go on to sort of learn in their own time without the pressure of kind of, oh, I have to study because then I have to get a job and I have to survive and get a mortgage and get married and have children and stress about paying the bills and then retire and then maybe relax, but I'll probably be paying for my children. And
do you think it would be a better world without that pressure on people?
For intelligent. I would want to say yes. I personally would cope with that, but then I realise some people would just end up being like the fat people of Wall-E. And that isn't a good way.
Hooray! Good one. That was Tomek. Congratulations to Tomek. If you want to subscribe to Tomek's channel, which you should do because it's amazing and brilliant, you can click on some part of his body which will be annotated, or there's a link in the description.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tomek. That's been a pleasure. Bye-bye, children. Bye-bye. Stay in school. Should they stay in school?
No, okay, actually. Stay in school, but then go to university, and if you don't like it, drop out.
Brilliant. Say, I am Georgetown.
Hi, I'm Georgetown. See, they're so vague. I'm Georgetown!